Well, who had the best weekend last week in the NFL? Got to be Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers, right? They won the thriller in New Orleans. Seattle lost as well, so San Francisco jumped into the 1 seed in the NFC. And Jimmy G had arguably his best game as a pro. Something, as MJ Acosta tells us, has a little afterglow, even as they prepare for Atlanta.
Big accolades for 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, your NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But true to form, Garoppolo gave the credit to his teammates, saying it's a great honor but based on a group effort. Now, Jimmy will be going up against a Falcons defense that has been improved over the last few games. And as they've done every week, the 49ers tell me they are not discounting this Falcons team. Speaking of defense, the 49ers have a lengthy list of injuries. Both Richard Sherman and Dee Ford were non-participants in Wednesday's practice, along with defensive tackle DJ Jones. Kyle Shanahan says Jones suffered a, quote, significant ankle injury in Week 14, one that could be season-ending. Contavious Street has the option of getting activated from IR to fill in at nose tackle. Once again, for the 49ers, as is for the rest of the league, it's next man up in this December football.
Has to be. Thank you, MJ. We talked to our Super Bowl winning center right here to talk about the center for the San Francisco 49ers. Weston Richburg out. Ben Garland expected to replace him. How much trouble does that cause for an offense this late in the season to go with a new guy up front?
Yeah, it's an added variable for an offense. And one of the things as a quarterback at a center, you don't want any variables. So shout out to Weston Richburg. He was playing really well this year. It's a shame to see him go down like that. So Godspeed to him in his recovery. But Ben Garland is a veteran. That's why you have a guy like Ben on your team.
He can play guard. He can play center.
Yeah, he did it for a long time in Atlanta. And now he's here with the 49ers. He was that sixth man, and he can do it all. You see him right here, handling the nose guard, no problem. The biggest thing, obviously, Scott, is the snap. Well, when you're underneath, you're not really worried about that. But the shotgun snap's got to be on point with how much shotgun these quarterbacks play now. But for Ben Garland, it's going to be the communication. I've got to make sure I know exactly who the mic is on every play and that I'm seeing the same things that Jimmy G is seeing. Your quarterback and your center have to talk the same language. And, just like when I'm on set here and I'm always pointing out your mic, it's always right there.
Very nice.
You've got to help your guys out. We couldn't do a show on Total Access if it wasn't for our guy Puma. He is basically the center of Total Access. He tells everybody where to go, what to do. It's all about communication.
There's two mics, though, technically.
Yes, but there's only one declared mic, and that's
Very
always
good.
the host.
And there is only one Puma, the best stage manager.
That's right.
Going. We love you, Puma. Elsewhere, let's look at that NFC playoff picture. As I said, San Francisco jumped up to the 1 seed by virtue of their win, and the Seahawks lost. The other division leaders, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, the wild cards currently, Seattle, and Minnesota. As for those Dallas Cowboys, they got the Los Angeles Rams this week. Let's go get a live practice report now in California from Omar Ruiz as the Rams are starting to look like the Rams in the last couple of weeks, Omar.
A huge opportunity upcoming, Scott, for these Rams in Jerry's world, which, according to Jared Goff, is a good place to be. And speaking of Goff, pass game coordinator Shane Waldron for the Rams saying Goff's play has been surrounded by an elevated sense of urgency the past couple weeks, calling him Steady Eddie, and we've seen him throw for more than 700 yards and 4 touchdowns these past 2 games. Goff telling me that their previous big game experience can certainly help down this stretch, knowing they might have to win every game the rest of the season just to get into the playoffs.
So we do know the urgency is there and the value of each game at this point, but I think, the narratives are written as these games are must win. They're all must win. The games that we've lost this year in week 3 or 4 were must win, and now we look back and wish we would have. So you do treat every game the same with the same approach, but we do know that we are coming down the stretch here and need to make some things happen.
Goff also saying about his 2016 draft buddy Dak Prescott that he's played extremely well despite all the outside noise about his contract, and he wouldn't be surprised if Dak's upcoming deal certainly surpasses his huge contract he received just before this year began.
That's the live Rams report from the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Omar Ruiz. Good to see you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your night. Happy birthday,
Thank
Willie
you, Scott.
McGinnis, too, our teammate on Total Access, celebrating today. Lindsay?
Happy birthday, both of you guys. Rams fighting for a spot so are just about all of the teams here. Packers can clinch that spot with a win over the Bears, who are fighting to stave off elimination. That game, one of 3 this weekend, featuring teams with winning records. The other 2 are the Bills and the Steelers, and the Texans and the Titans, who are tied for the AFC South lead and play each other 2 times down the stretch. Should be a great game this weekend in the 1 o'clock window. Who has the edge? Presented by Volvo. Is this a tough one to pick, MJD?
This is a tough one to pick, and I was actually very surprised that me and Kurt Warner are kind of on the same page.
Yeah?
It's rare that you see that sometimes.
Rare?
It is sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Kurt was looking at my notes, but this is what I'll tell you about. The Titans are starting to go this way. I mean, since Ryan Tannehill's been at quarterback, you're averaging almost 30 points a game. Derrick Henry is balling out of control right now. I'm going to get to that in a second. And then the Texans kind of made a slip. Fell a little bit, stumbled a little bit against the Broncos, so hopefully they can get back on track. I don't know. Maybe they're overlooking people.
A little roller coaster.
I don't know. But let me get to Derrick Henry and show you why I think Derrick Henry probably is the best running back in the game right now and deserves to be paid as such. And we'll get to that in a second. Here, Derrick Henry's in the backfield. We're just going to run a simple screen. Now, Derrick Henry he's 6'3", 247 pounds. Now, when you got a guy that can catch the ball's not in the best spot, but he's able to catch it. Then watch how he flips his hip, gets to top speed real quick, and look at this runway. And now he's just outrunning people. At 250 pounds, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. Now, this is early in the year. Now, this is against the Chiefs defense, so everyone was talking about how bad they were. And they're bad because of this. At 250 pounds, no one wants to tackle him. He should be tackled right here. But watch the DB get nervous, close his eyes, drop his head. Derrick Henry is able to step out of that and get missing again. Yeah, exactly. No one wants to tackle someone that's 250 pounds.
Business decisions is what Shaun just said.
And Coach Vrabel's done a great job of really just getting Derrick Henry the ball, getting him going, and this offense is playing off that. The defense is being opportunistic, getting turnovers when they need to, and sometimes scoring. And that's scary down the stretch when you have a team playing so well. I mean, being able to run the ball and play action pass is always going to be tough.
Potentially scary also, though, that guy having a hamstring injury. Right?
He's too big.
Pulled up with one, we saw him hitting it. No, not concerned. LaDainian Tomlinson was on Monday.
Yeah, but he's 250 pounds. You don't have to run fast anymore. Just run over people. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You don't have to do what I just showed you.
A little of this.
Kind of just.
Okay. You said that he is the best running back in the league?
I think right now he's playing the best out of anyone in the league over the last calendar year. I want to say he's like 1,700 yards, 17, 18 touchdowns. And you know what? Last year he started around this time where he rushed for almost 1,000 yards. Remember that big play against my Jaguars that we all want to talk about? That's why I have my tie on when we talk about the Titans. Yeah, exactly. But
the reason I bring it up is because you actually write an article on NFL.com
every week about the running backs.
/MJD, and you have him ranked number 2 behind Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Christian's been doing this thing, so I can't move him from 1. But Derrick Henry's down the stretch has been playing well, and he's going to be the reason the Titans make the playoffs this year.
NFL.com /RB Index. You can also get there /MJD. That's how I found it. Where he says that Derrick Henry should get paid this offseason.
Everybody needs to get paid.
He also ranks Aaron Jones on that list at number 7 on the season. He's coming off a big bounce-back game against the Redskins. His first scrimmage touchdown in 3 weeks. Will he get another one this week? Chicago's D has been tough against the run. And Brian Baldinger has more on that in this week's Playbook.
It will be the 200th meeting this weekend when the Bears visit the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers offense have got to prepare themselves for a lot of different defensive fronts from the Chicago Bears, designed by Chuck Pagano, the defensive coordinator. Let me show you what they did against the Cowboys last week. Here they're in a nickel front. 2 linebackers and a defensive back, Clinton Dix. Now, right here, Nick Kwiatkowski takes Zeke Elliott off his feet for a 1-yard gain. Now, you'll get the nickel. You also get their base 3-4 defense. 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers on any given place in the field. Here, Dak Prescott keeps it on the zone read, and he gets tackled by Fuller for a negligible gain. You also get the Bear front. Remember Buddy Ryan? He put this in back in the 80s with the Bears. They're still playing to cover up the 3 offensive linemen right here and force Zeke outside right here where Leonard Floyd takes him down. And then, and anywhere on the field, you could get a 6-1. A 6-1 with the middle linebacker really uncovered right here, and they're just going to string it out. So when the Packers want to get that running game going this weekend, they got to prepare for different fronts. It affects the blocking assignments up front. It affects things in pass protection. They've got to prepare for a lot of different fronts that the Bears will throw at them. And if they can do that, they might have some success. And that's just a few plays from this week's playbook.
It happens once or twice every year.
Breeze caught. Josh Hill, touchdown!
when no matter what a quarterback does,
Breeze over the top, touchdown!
he can't miss.
That ball is caught!
But he can't win either.
Robbie Gould beats the New Orleans Saints at the gun.
Drew Brees, you know what I'm talking about. 6 touchdowns, no picks, 1 question. Will our Hall of Famer give a winning vote to a losing player? Kurt Warner's Top 5 list is next.